You good, Michelle? We're on? All right. I'm calling the meeting to order. Attendance, please.
Supervisor Holdridge,
Here.
Councilmember Ardisana.
Here.
Councilmember Becker,
Here.
Councilmember Courtney.
Here.
Councilmember Dysinger,
Here.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do I hear a motion to head into executive session for attorney-client privilege and personnel?
Motion.
There's a motion and a second.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Against? None? Let's go. We're now in executive session. it forward to me?
Yes, sir.
I do not have it.
Check my sent file. You know, didn't go through.
Hmm. Can I just see it? Real quick, before we start this?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so we're just going to the right phone number.
Fold it again.
All right. Is there a motion to come out of executive session?
Motion.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We are now out of executive session. Is there a motion to open, or is the motion, the public hearing's already opened, right? So we have to reopen it?
No.
No,
This
this
is
is
a-
new. We introduced it last meeting.
I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. Is there a motion to open the public hearing for the 5-ton weight limit on Kings Highway location amendment, introductory local law number 8?
Motion on that.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We're now in the public hearing. There is no one on the list. Is there anybody in the public that would like to speak on this?
Supervisor, I just wish to say for the record, that's the local law that was circulated. The text of the local law is correct, that the weight limit would be applied from Kings Highway, starting at Belleville Road to the intersection of Kings Highway and Kings Highway bypass. The title was incorrect and listed Pine Hill Road. The title is of no effect, so if you were to adopt this, we would correct the title, but again, the text of the law is correct.
All right, thank you very much. And that's basically the gist of the local law. The 5-ton weight limit is right now set from the corner of Pine Hill Road to the corner of Belleville. We are amending it to start at the intersection of the bypass running down Kings Highway to the intersection of Belleville. So we're just kind of extending it a little bit down the road. So we just further try to redirect that truck traffic down the bypass and out of the hamlet. So with that being said, there's no comments in the.
It's wonderful. Our only comment, who live in Charlotte, work there, it's impossible, but it's enforcement. It's really a problem enforcement. We've been looking closely, and it's difficult we get as far as resources to apply.
Mhm.
But we see so many trucks that big going through.
Yes, I've directed the police department to step up enforcement. They have been doing so. At least they've been telling me that they've been doing so, and they've been trying their best. I will continue to direct the police department to continue the enforcement practice. But according to their last report to me, they had been doing it for at least 2 months. There was a warning phase in the beginning, and then they said that they would. I think it was a couple of weeks ago that they would stop the warning phase and start the enforcement phase. So I will follow up with them for an update on said enforcement.
I just have a question. There are truck deliveries on Pine Hill Road, and typically it's fairly common that people come off
Local
Kings.
delivery is exempt.
Is that local within Sugarloaf or even on Pine Hill?
If they have to use the road for local delivery to,
Okay,
yeah, then.
all right.
it's-
Okay, as long as we address that, that's
Yeah.
fine.
And where did we come up with the number, the 5-ton?
That's interstate law.
Yeah,
And
that's the standard practice.
That's the VTL, and that's your
Because literally,
authorization.
the pickup truck I drive is just at 10,000 pounds. So literally, a pickup truck potentially could not go on that road. If it's limited, if I
Both.
wasn't me.
Both Tom's truck and mine, we couldn't drive on there.
So it's kind of an odd number.
That heavy?
No, it's the gross vehicle weight rating for the vehicle.
It's just over 10,000 pounds for a pickup truck.
I don't think the enforcement, I don't think the,
5-ton.
Yeah,
10,000 pounds.
maybe you should lighten your truckload.
I'm gonna have to go over there taking pictures, so don't drive that way.
I don't think the
That
enforcement,
came straight out of state law.
Okay.
yeah,
I just
Okay.
wonder where it came from, so that's fine.
It's VTL
there should be
16.
6 ton. but-
if we hear of any sort of, anything about a pickup truck being pulled over, I think we'd be changing the law. So for now, I think we're going to keep it as is, but this should be more than suitable. The main court, the chief and the police department are completely under the understanding that this is to stop 18-wheelers from going down Kings Highway, not pickup
Well,
trucks.
large delivery trucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay.
Anything online, Michelle?
All right. Is there any other comment or questions at this time? Seeing none, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Is there a motion to pass the local law amendment?
I'll make the motion.
Just to
Do you want to read it?
No, this is the old one than the original. So this will be, and my order will be slightly different on my next local law that we
Uh-oh.
discuss. It's okay. I can adopt on the
Uh-oh.
fly. This will be local law number 7. Linda, I will send you an updated table. So this, so you're adopting introductory local law is local law 7. It's a type 2 action, so there is no environmental quality review.
So are we good to go with the passing this tonight
Yeah.
then? All right, great. Is there a motion to pass local law number 7?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Holbrook,
Aye.
Councilmember Artisano,
Aye.
Councilmember Becker,
Yes.
Councilmember Corrigan,
Aye.
Councilmember Dysinger,
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Thank you all. All right. Please send a copy of that resolution to the highway department so they know to move it when possible. Minutes. Has everybody got a chance to look at the minutes from July 24th?
Yes.
Yep.
Are there any questions or comments on said minutes?
No.
No.
Seeing none, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, reports, announcements, comments. We'll start with the town departments today. The historian's report can be found online. He had continued to work with volunteers on documenting historical items, participated in an expedition to Sugarloaf Mountain Complex to familiarize Orange County Land Trust Director of the Conservation, Kyle Sandusky, and several others with some of the history and a few of the cultural landscapes features on the property. That was on July 19th. I see that we had one of the members of said expedition here in the audience today, Jeff Zahn. I prepared and repainted the Otterkill Mill historic marker on 17M. Made plans to complete the repainting of the Hamptonian historical marker. He's also going to do an inventory of all the historical markers because he's seen a sort of pandemic of paint chipping and such. So he's going to figure out what needs to be done to make sure they're all in tip-top shape, and so on. I worked with the son of Patricia Klein, a renowned journalist, historian, and author, and a former resident of Chester, to locate a repository for her research archives. And he attended a multitude of conferences and webinars and meetings of such, and it can all be found online. All right. The highway reports. Roadside mowing continues throughout town. Sweeping of roads continues. Clean down trees. Pipe projects have been completed on Camp Monroe Road, Twin Brooks, and Doug Road, etc. Assisted water department with a fire hydrant replacement. Installation of the electrical vehicle station, parking and Monarch signs throughout the town. Blacktop patching of pipe project areas and other miscellaneous spots. Mechanics continue to repair items in need, prepare for inspections and service police vehicles. Water Department. All of this can be found online. There's this one tends to be very detailed oriented. I'm just going to go to Sugarloaf was mostly quiet with routine operations and maintenance. A couple calls out, repairs. Surrey Meadows was mostly quiet with routine operations and maintenance. That's where the fire hydrant was replaced. Lake Hill Farms mostly quiet with normal operations and maintenance. A couple repairs here and there. Walton Lake Estates mostly quiet with routine operations and maintenance. They replaced all the plant with all new LED efficient lights. And then Fieldcrest was quiet and routine operations and maintenance. Started to replace a meter endpoints in all of the house to cellular. And that's going to be a long-term project over the next couple of years to move that over. And it's a better system for determining many problems with the water department and all their various buildings. The big news came out yesterday and today is that the water restrictions in the Sugarloaf Water District are now over. The well is back up on the second well is online, and we got the necessary approvals from the county. And in terms of testing, that's what we've been waiting for the last month or so. It is now over. There's no more water restrictions, and we're hopeful, God willing, that we never have to put water restrictions on there again. That's obviously dependent on major droughts and such. But with this second well, we are hopeful that there won't be a need for water restrictions in the future. So I hope that makes a lot of people happy. Moving on, police department. All this can be found online. Some of the highlights: there was 293 calls for service. Officers drove 13,732 miles during the month. There were 14 arrests, 10 charged with operating vehicle with a suspended driver's license or registration misdemeanors, 1 charged with a criminal mischief in the 4th degree, 3 charged with a failure to license a dog. Non-criminal activity, 37 medical calls, 27 residential, commercial, or automatic fire alarms, 10 domestic complaints, disputes, disturbances, or mental health crises, 9 reports of suspicious persons, 6 motor vehicle crashes with injuries, 5 motor vehicle crashes without injuries, 4 motor vehicle crashes involving deer. There were 26 house security checks and 987 business security checks. There were multiple trainings and a lot of miscellaneous police work done. Animal reports, numbers of calls received for animals, 19. Numbers, there was 1 stray dog they had to call out for. Three calls were for loose or lost found dogs. 2 calls were for animal welfare checks. 1 call was for an injured deer. 1 call was for a sick bat. 1 call was for a snake in a pool shed. 1 call was for an injured coyote. And 1 call was for a raccoon in a rabbit hutch. This was by far the most interesting animal report so far of the year, I would say. Accounting department. The accounting department is awaiting the issuance of the 2022 audit from the town's auditors, RBT. We will be starting the 2023 audit hopefully this week. The town received comments on the 2023 AFR that was submitted to the state comptroller's office and will be issuing corrections in the coming days. The accounting department held its training for the new requisition system program and will be sitting down with each department and moving toward implementation in the coming weeks and months. The accounting department is also working with the supervisor/budget officer on preparing for the budget for 2025, rebuilding the budget from the bottom up. In the process, we discovered the town did not file the proper paperwork with the state regarding the tax cap for the 2024 budget year. We are in the process of correcting this. We remain extremely busy catching up and making good progress. Thank you, Neil, and the accounting department. Parks and Rec, the 7th annual Danny Mulvey Foundation Cornhole is happening on September 21st, obviously at the Sugarloaf Performing Arts Center. Registration begins at 9:30 and the tournament starts at 11. $60 per person for cornhole and a barbecue, $120 per team, and it's limited to 64 teams. For the barbecue only, $30 per guest over 21, $15 ages 12 through 20, free under the age of 12. It's a very good event. I suggest everybody head out there. But they should lose purposely to me in cornhole. Moving on, like I've said this before, the Senator Skoufis got us a grant for $10,000 in order to hold a senior picnic between us and the town of Warwick. We are going to have the senior picnic at the Sugarloaf Performing Arts Center. This is happening on September 9th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The rain date is September 10th. So please let me know if you have any questions, but I will see you there for the picnic. Thank you to Senator Skoufis and for Warwick Supervisor Jesse Dwyer for working with us on this. Otherwise, the monthly report, normal seasonal activity, attended meetings with Playground Committee, visited the Warwick and Washingtonville playgrounds, attended holiday meeting, and will work directly with the events subcommittee, setting up community activities for October and December. Finalizing the senior picnic for Chester and Warwick seniors on September 9th. Attached the Tin Barns block party at this, attended the block party at the Performing Arts Center this last Saturday. Very well organized and attended event. Working with the Danny Mulvey committee for their cornhole tournament. Attached the 2025 budget with maintenance, parks, and rec departments. I think that does it for the department heads. Yes. Or did Walt send in one? Do you have other announcements? Let's go through those first, then we'll get to the town board members. There is a Oktoberfest event happening for the Sugarloaf Engine Company. As always, it's annual. September 21st, 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. Music, drink, food. There will be $50 for full admission, $30 for non-alcoholic, and seniors, children 10 and under are free. And that again is at the Sugarloaf Engine Company, right on Kings Highway. Important notice to all residents of the Walton Lake Water District. The water operators will be working in the Walton Lake Water District overnight from August 28th to August 29th. Between the hours of 11 p.m. and 4 a.m. for a scheduled replacement of 2 valves on Maple Lane. All residents will experience a loss of water and pressure between those times and are asked to please refrain from any water use. These are the last valves to be replaced in the water district and will help prevent the disruption of the whole water district in the case of a water main break in the future. There will be a precautionary boil water advisory following on August 29th and August 30th, ending on August 31st. Water operators will work as quickly as possible to complete the job and get the water turned back on to prevent any further interruptions. Thank you for your patience. So again, August 28th and 29th, between 11 p.m. and 4 a.m., the work will be done. And then for the next 3 days, there will be a precautionary boil water advisory. This stuff on?
Yeah.
See, I hold on to your papers. The town clerk, as records management officer, authorized the disposition of 38 cubic feet of paper records. As per the New York State Records and Disposition Schedule for local governments, 53 town and village residents participated in the townwide shred event held on July 12th, 2024. This, along with the town's own records that were shredded and recycled, equaled 1.5 tons of paper, helping save over 25 trees. This annual service allows all residents to use this event to shred any unwanted confidential paperwork. This service is offered at no cost to the public. I probably attributed at least 0.5 of the 1.5 tons. I finally got done cleaning my my office. I was finding records in the supervisor's desk and various filing cabinets from the 1990s onwards. So it's been a very long time since it's been cleaned out, and I finally completed it after 8 months. All right. The Orange County Genealogical Society, Saturday, September 7th, 2024, 10:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the historic courthouse, 101 Main Street, Goshen. What was the fate of the German Palatines, who arrived in Newburgh in 1709? This is I'm guessing it's a forum of some sort to discuss this this topic on some German immigrants from 1709 to the site of Newburgh. So if anybody's interested, I'm guessing it's on the website. It's on the website. All right, moving onward. Are there any others? We're all good. All right, we'll start with Larry tonight for the town board reports.
Okay, sure. Just want to let people know that the town had extended an offer for the assistant to the building inspector. That person accepted and will be starting on September 3rd. So we're on our way to rebuilding the building department. So that's good news. We're also working on town department budgets, as you stated, Brandon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm personally involved in the building department, planning and zoning. We're in pretty good shape there. So I know we have our first review on Friday. So we're moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I've been thinking about for a while is I've looked at the building department rates that we charge. And I did a analysis of towns surrounding, Chester, around this area, and put together, a comparison chart. So I'm just finishing that up. So I'll probably be ready to review that, submit that to the town board, just so you see it. And once we hire a building inspector, I will review that, and then we'll go forward. So just see whether we should do anything at all. But at least, if nothing else, we can see how we fare with our neighbors. As far as the employee handbook, Bob Courtney and I have been working with our labor attorney on that. We're getting really close to finishing that up. Got the last set of comments today, and I'll be updating that and sending it out to everybody tomorrow. That's it.
All good?
Yep.
All right. Deputy Supervisor Becker?
Okay, you already mentioned the Wells of Sugarloaf, so we have that done. We have spent quite a bit of time over the past couple of weeks meeting with town department heads to get our budget process moving. And just a note to the public about our building department, we have been short-staffed recently due to our building inspector leaving for a new position at a neighboring town. We are utilizing our engineer and other staff to keep things moving, so please be patient until we can get the vacant positions filled, and hopefully that will be done shortly. At Walt Lake Estates, yesterday there was an issue with an air compressor that is used to maintain the pressure in the pressure tank. It was not restarting when needed, and the problem with control in the main control panel has been corrected. I attended the village board meeting this past Monday to give some updates on what's going on at the town. And will our information on the ambulance be forwarded over to them? Was that scanned in? It's going to be forwarded over the three.
Yes, it should be. Yes.
Because I mentioned that they should be receiving that soon. so they can make a review of that also?
I meant to do that, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. And I also attended the recent Moodna Basin Commission meeting last week for discussions on their budget. And Brian Smith is going to be getting us some pricing on some of our needed projects. That's some of our districts as per our information that we received from our engineer on his annual inspection of the facilities. So hopefully we'll see some numbers on that soon. So for a budgetary, we can hopefully work them in also. And that's it.
Great. Councilman Courtney?
Yep, just again, like as Larry and Tom stated, just supporting the department family liaison to helping them with the budgeting process. I think I have one left. I don't know. Kristen with buildings, we still got to do that one, right? So I have one left. And then I went with you on Monday, and I'll let you talk to it more about looking at Wayway Yonder's ambulance service that they just started up from the ground up. So I'll let the supervisor speak to that further.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then the last thing I have is we tomorrow night at Tin Barn Brewery, we have Assemblyman Moore and Supervisor Holdridge are hosting a karaoke event for Lily. Lily's a young girl who has leukemia. So I encourage everyone to please come out. Let's support her. Let's support their family. We will be announcing a second fundraiser tomorrow night at there as well. So, as a Chester resident since 1969, when somebody's in trouble in this town, everybody rallies together. And my family personally experienced that with my brother, who was a police officer here in the town and village, who came down with MS and subsequently passed away from that disease. But this community came together, and anyone ever wants to stop me and see the pictures of the cornhole event that they had, it's just over the top. It was just so, I know what this community is capable of. So let's come out and support Lily, because their family needs our help. So, and that's all I have.
Tony?
Yeah, the dog park. We've lost a few of the trees over there, and we don't know if we should replace them or we should.
We're working on that.
Yeah, I know they've offered us a half price
Mhm.
on that replacing the trees.
We were told that the best time to replace them would be in the
in the
fall.
fall.
Correct.
So we're just waiting on that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm good.
That's it? All right, great. So I wanted to thank, I was also going to talk about it, but Councilman Courtney brought it up. Yeah, I completely am in agreement with for Lily. I think everybody should try to come out if they can to the Tin Barn tomorrow. Thank you to Assemblyman Marr for getting it together. And I hope to see everybody there. It's a sad situation, but I'm hopeful that the community will show up. And I'm excited to hear, and everybody will get the announcement for Councilman Courtney's, future fundraiser for Lily as well. And I want to commend Councilman Courtney for working on that.
What time is that tomorrow?
6 p.m. to 10 p.m., I believe. Moving on. Yes, as you've heard before from some of the other council members, I've been having budget meetings with the town comptroller and the various department heads. I'm making good on my promise to start this process a lot earlier than it's been done in the past. We've been having some very productive meetings with the department heads so I can try to shape the tentative budget. So I want to thank everybody for making the time to meet with me on that. I attended a meeting with FEMA regarding the Sugarloaf Engine Company's sinkhole situation. I know the town highway department was there for a little bit of it as well. So I'm trying to show up for the fire department and see if I can do anything I can to help advocate for that. I know we also have the grant writers working on 3 grants right now to help with that situation as well. I attended a site visit for our CDBG grant opportunity. We got very positive feedback about the plan to add more pavement to Carpenter Park. So I'm hopeful to get a good announcement on that in the next couple months. And that kind of feeds in to the playground / parks committee. I do plan to have that on the next agenda to formalize that committee like we did with the advisory board for the Performing Arts Center and how we did for the Conservation Advisory Council. I'd like to formalize that committee. We've been talking about the priorities in the town. We want to completely replace the very old and defunct equipment over in Carpenter. That is the priority according to the members of the committee, and I would agree with them. Then after that, replacements / upgrades to the commons. They would like to invest for the future, Chester Commons. And then after that, they want to focus on Oak Street, the park over on the Monroe side of town, could use some upgrades. And then finally, the fourth priority in the future would be to invest in trying to find an area in Sugarloaf for a new park or playground area in Sugarloaf. That was something that I try to work on as a councilman. It was tough to get it off the ground. I made sure that it's on the priority list, but everybody was in agreement that we should prioritize the existing parks first to make sure that their equipment is up to date before we start breaking ground on a new playground area. So with that, the CDBG site visit, it's very promising to get new pavement there so we can now mold the new playground area with that in Carpenter. I attended a Conservation Advisory Council meeting that was very productive. Some of the decisions got out to the board. We need to make some movements on those decisions soon. I have continued in the LaRue property negotiations over near Ridge Road. Some more information should be available that I'll be updating the public on at the next meeting in August. But I have been continuing on that along with some of the town board members. I attended a risk control meeting with our insurance broker. I attended their meeting and then they had meetings with various department heads. It's kind of a new annual thing that they want to continue to do in order to make sure that we're doing everything we can to make sure that we're not doing anything bad. Again, I already told you the playgrounds committee meeting. Like Councilman Courtney said, we attended a meeting with one of the submissions for the RFP process. I'm gonna do that along with, we're gonna have another meeting set up for the other two submissions. We have 3 complete submissions. That's what we're working with here. And the one over that happened in Waybeonda was pretty productive. I definitely liked what I was hearing, but we want to make sure that we give everybody a fair shot. So we're going to be getting meetings together with the other 2, to go over their proposals as well. And then the board, I'm hoping, can make a decision fairly quickly. Hopefully this month, maybe. If not the beginning of next month, so we can get this off the ground. I was told that we have a pseudo deadline of October to get the map plan and report in to make sure that we can create the tax district so it is viable starting next year. So we want to make sure that we get all this done so we can get something up and running either by the end of this year or the start of next year. So that is going on. I attended the Sugarloaf Performing Arts Center Advisory Board meeting. That's been very productive. We're very close to hopefully getting an advisory opinion on the fee schedule, and then we're going to start talking about investments that we want to see made in the Performing Arts Center. It's perfect to talk about that right now because we're right in the middle of the budget season now. So I'm very excited to hear what comes out of that. The Golden Age Club had a visitor from Jewish Family Services that I attended. That's a program that I would like to see the town invest in so we can bring some of those services to the town more directly. That's a group that helps senior citizens with day-to-day tasks that they otherwise would not be able to do on their own. I think it's a very good service and it comes at not too bad of a cost as well. Besides that, so this week was just all about the budgets, which has been exhilarating. That's it for me. That's all my reports. So moving on, public comment. Are there any public comment? Yep, step right up.
Dylan Skriloff. When you, Chronicle newspaper, when you said the water restrictions in Sugarloaf are lifted, is that referring to those signs that are
Yes.
out that say no outside water use?
Yes,
So now they'll be taking those signs down?
they are already down, according to the water department.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other public comment in, yep,
Two things. We can't attend tomorrow night. We'd like to because there's a conflict. You should be aware of it, being transparent. Sugarloaf, thanks to all of you, is being considered for the National Register as a historic hamlet.
yes,
SHPO, which is the State Historic Preservation Office, is coming down from Albany at 6 o'clock tomorrow. So we'll have most of the residents there to talk about the process, the positives and negatives. So it's important you tell us the second date. If not, tell us how we can contribute.
Bring them over afterwards. We'll be there at 10 o'clock.
Say it one more time.
Bring them over afterwards. We'll be there at 10.
We're there. Done.
good.
Brandon's going to be singing, so I hear.
I'm not coming. No way. I'm a
That is
producer.
fake news.
Touche.
Fake news.
Second thing that's just really interesting and more of an invite is to follow up on Brandon. The Chester Historical Society held an archaeological meeting that I attended, and I got cornered by the president. His name is Dave Johnson from the Smithsonian and National Geographic. And he's the guy that says Sugarloaf Mountain, going up it, is the home to many really important sacred relics and sacred rock formations. I go, what do I know? I'm on TV. And he goes, I've got to show you. It's really important. If you're planning on going up there, you've got to be aware of it. I go, okay. So a couple of us went up there a couple of weeks ago, and it was astonishing. He goes, what do you see? I go, campfire. He goes, no, look again. Big rock, little rock. He goes, that is what's called a tortoise current. It's about 8,000 years old. It is a tortoise. Here's the head, here are the fins. He was right. There. Hundreds. It's one of the most important in the Northeast, possibly the East in the United States, of sacred Indian relics. You've got to protect that. He's offered to come back and show us how and why, whether New York State Trail Conference, we do it, or the county. But he wants to come back in September. He's from Smithsonian and National Geographic. If you're interested, you're invited. But it
Yeah.
was fascinating.
I'm sorry, I should have had both of those points on my reports. I meant to. And I would like to attend. I was invited, but I was unable to attend the first, expedition up there, but I'd very much like to attend that meeting with the guy from the Smithsonian. So thank you. Yes, it's very interesting. Are there any public comment? Is there anything online? None.
Road trip.
All right, moving on. Summary of bills. Please find enclosed August 13th bills to be paid. The town will be paying bills in the amount of $283,357.46. That is the summary of bills. Moving on. So I just in the interest of time for some of the members here, can I have a motion to move agenda item 12 to the top of the agenda here? I'd like to motion.
I'll second.
Is there a second? There is a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It is now moved up to the top. Request to close Kings Highway from Kings Highway bypass to Belleville Road on October 5th from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. for the Sugarloaf Community Foundation 5K event. Would you guys like to come up real quick?
Thank you, guys. The genesis of this is that we need help. Vision Hudson Valley came, did a placemaking walkthrough and made recommendations about how to fix it with sidewalks, lights, and we understand there's a lack of funding. So we said we'll put some skin in the game by putting a 5K race together. It is usually an accelerant to raise money. Monroe does very well with it. Goshen does very well. We have it October 5th. We're really hilly, so the best, most important course is a loop. It starts by the Pack. It goes by Seligman. It goes through town. It goes on the bypass. So we have to get permission from the county that's willing to do it. We spoke to the sheriff. We spoke to Mike Carroll. And we also need permission to close Kings Highway through Sugarloaf. It starts at 9 o'clock. How slow can we walk? An hour maybe, from 9 to 10:15. The monies will go into a fund that will work with you guys on improving Sugarloaf. We will not do it without you. We'll be in total consultation. And we're requesting permission to close the road from, you tell us, 8:45 to 10:15, hour and a half?
I thought it was 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m.
I don't think people can crawl that slow. That's really slow.
So you're gonna need it a little bit before 9, obviously.
Yeah.
And then a little bit after. You expect it to be done at 10.
An hour, Elizabeth?
I would go to 10:30.
10:30.
We've spoke to Chief Dollinger. He's fine with it. He said the only thing is when you run on 55 miles an hour, I think it's 55, we suggested putting cones in the middle of the county road, which creates one lane. We're not closing the whole of Kings bypass, just one lane.
Are you
Only.
closing the whole of Kings Highway?
Kings Highway through Sugarloaf will close. That's easy.
Okay.
We
And
think-
have you guys? I got a late comment from a member of the fire district commission. Have you guys spoke to somebody from them?
The chief, we spoke to Tom Marciano. He said, not a problem. He's offered 2 fire officers to station there. I go, is this a problem if there's a fire? Because we run by the fire. He goes, no, we do in Chester all the time.
Yeah.
Zero problem. He's writing a letter because the county requests that. Chief Dollinger's fine with it. We need your permission to close for an hour and a half,
Right.
hour 15. It's only on a Saturday morning, and we promise we'll have a lot of volunteers there. And the Chief Dollinger said he'll help too.
I would say that we should entertain a motion to approve the closing from 8:30 to 10:30.
More than enough.
Is that enough? Okay. Just on the request that you guys talk to the fire district again. Just talk to them again and just double check that everything is okay. Okay.
Right.
Because I just got a late comment yesterday from a commissioner, so I just want you guys to be on the same page with
I
them.
spoke to Chief Tom yesterday.
You did.
Yes.
Okay,
He said, "I'll
good.
write the thing." The more interesting caveat for us, we cross a railroad. What happens? It's one a month maybe. What happens if a train comes down and we have 100 runners coming by?
It's going to be a slow
You
race.
call the rail-
They
you
call
the
them.
railroad.
They call them.
We call the railroad.
Yeah.
And they said, we'll
They
let
call
you know,
them.
but you got to call 2 weeks ahead. I go, that's a lawsuit. If people try to beat the train, they go, it's not a problem. We can know a month ahead, but call us 2 weeks ahead.
Mhm.
So we'll adjust that time.
Good. Very good. All right. Is there a motion to close the road between 8:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m.?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Very good.
It is approved.
Are you running?
Yes, I will be running.
Is Bob running?
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking about if the train comes through, once they blocked all the runners, I could start from on the other side of the road and finish. So I might be in the weeds.
All right. Thank you very much. So back to the top of the agenda here, item number 10, battery storage moratorium, local law. Liz, do you want to?
Yeah.
Great.
So we had a public hearing on a moratorium on large-scale battery energy storage system installations within the town of Chester. That public hearing was closed on July 24th. We did receive public comment from Orange County Department of Planning pursuant to 239. We also received the comment of the town's planning board. So I did prepare a resolution for your consideration. Whereas the town of Chester is in the process of preparing a comprehensive plan, and whereas the town of Chester has appointed Lincoln Tully to prepare a comprehensive plan, and whereas the town has appointed a comprehensive plan committee to evaluate the needs of the town and develop a comprehensive plan. Whereas the comprehensive plan committee, together with Lincoln Tully, has made significant efforts towards developing, how many times can I say comprehensive plan? And anticipates that draft documents will be ready in approximately 6 to 9 months. Whereas the town wishes to avoid land use applications that would be inconsistent with the proposed plan. Whereas the town board, in consultation with its consultants, has determined that it is in the best interest of the town to impose a moratorium on battery energy storage systems applications until such time as an appropriate regulatory scheme can be implemented. Whereas introductory local law 7 of 2024 was duly introduced by the town board on June 26, 2024. Whereas a duly noticed public hearing was held on July 24th, 2024. And whereas a land use moratorium is a type 2 action under the State Environmental Quality Review Act and no further environmental review is required. Whereas introductory local law 7 of 2024 and the revisions thereto were referred to the Orange County Department of Planning and the Town of Chester Planning Board pursuant to General Municipal Law 239. Whereas the Orange County Department of Planning issued a letter dated July 17th, 2024, indicating local determination. Whereas the Town of Chester Planning Board has reviewed introductory local law 7 of 2024 and provided comment. Now therefore be it resolved, after considering the public comment, the comments of the planning board and the Orange County Department of Planning, that introductory local law 7 of 2024, a local law establishing a temporary land use moratorium prohibiting large-scale battery energy storage system installations within the town of Chester, is hereby adopted by the town board as local law 8 of 2024. Be it further resolved that the town clerk shall cause said local law to be filed in the office of the Secretary of State.
Thank you, Liz. Are there any questions or comments on this local law?
Now, we were just waiting for it to
Nope.
turn into local law number 8.
Yeah. Any other comments or questions? No. Seeing none, I just wanted to say that I'm very happy and proud that we're getting this done. We're, trying to get ahead of the curve here. I want to thank our town attorney for getting this done for us. So with that being said, I would like to motion to pass the local law on the battery storage moratorium. Is there a second to my motion?
I'll second.
Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Holdridge.
Aye.
Councilmember Artisana.
Aye.
Councilmember Becker.
Aye.
Councilmember Courtney.
Aye.
Councilmember Dysinger.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Thank you. We are now in a moratorium on battery storage. Wonderful. Highway garage entry gates replacement. There was only one quote for $6,866 from Ketchum Fencing after months of searching for other options, for other quotes. Everybody received this. This is to fix the electronical component to the main gate opener. This has been being used obviously by our highway department and also by various members of the public who are dumping their brush and other, that service that we provide. And it's been broken for a very long time. The highway department's been asking us for a couple months now. And I was trying to, make sure that we were doing our due diligence by holding it off so they could try to get other quotes. They were unable to get any other quotes from any other providers of the service. And they really did, search under the rug for everything that they could have. So at this point, I think it's more than past time to give them what they want. So with that being said, are there any questions or comments on the gate opener?
No.
Nope.
No,
No.
We've used ketchup for a lot of other stuff, and
Yes.
historically they've been the cheapest. So
All right. With that being said, is there a motion to approve the quote, for the work to be done by Ketchum Fencing to replace the gate entry?
I'll make a motion.
Is
I'll second.
there is a second? Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Holdridge.
Aye.
Councilmember Artisana.
Aye.
Councilmember Becker.
Aye.
Councilmember Courtney.
Aye.
Councilmember Dysinger.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Thank you. Resolution to enroll the town in NICLAS program. We are switching to the NICLAS from Webster in order to get a larger interest return rate for town funds. I'm sorry? Oh, we're in, okay. I must have misinterpreted your email then. I'm sorry. So we are not switching from Webster. We are just adding on NICLAS to Our-
You're designating them as depository.
Yes, I just need to get the. All right, here's from our town comptroller. I'd like NICLAS on the agenda for the approval of next board's meeting. Town is averaging roughly 2% interest on its money starting next year. I would like to invest the taxpayer money in NICLAS. NICLAS is averaging a 5% interest. If the board would like more information, I'm sure we can meet to discuss. There was a couple attachments here kind of stating all of the reasons as to why this would be a good thing. I know everybody was on this email. I forwarded this email to everybody. Are there any questions or comments since we have the town comptroller here? Are there any questions or comments on this?
Sounds like a logical thing to do.
Yes.
And it's perfectly safe to invest in.
Most municipalities invest in NICLAS.
Yeah, why don't you just give a very short debrief on it for the public? Since you were so kind to join us tonight.
Thank you, guys. So basically, the town had invested in a money market right now with Webster Bank. We're earning about a little over 2% interest on that money. on an annualized basis. This will allow us to be able to earn a little bit more on that money. As you know, we receive most of our money at the beginning of the year and then spend it throughout the year. So this will allow us to be able to essentially maximize the amount of interest that the town is earning, which obviously then moves towards alleviating some taxes down the road. So this is a good investment vehicle. They are secured investment vehicle. So this is obviously one of those investment vehicles that are approved by the state and other municipalities. And other municipalities use it. And so it would be really good for the town to kind of use this as another investment vehicle for themselves. Essentially is what it comes down to. And it is secured. So all the money that's put in it will
A number of registrants. We are looking to get approved the following as paid counselor assistants at $15 per hour. This is pending a background check for the town of Chester Police Department. I learned that it did go through today, I believe, so we're all good on that front. But I just to double check, we'll say pending the background check anyway. This is for. I'm sorry.
They're all there.
They are all clear. Perfect. Wonderful. So we have a Miss Lopez Cortez, a Mr. Miller, and a Miss Higgins to be appointed today. Not Carmen or Cameron?
Not at this time.
Not at this time. Okay, great. All right. So is there a motion to appoint these three as counselor assistants?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Holdridge,
Aye.
Councilmember Artisano,
All right?
Councilmember Becker,
Aye.
Councilmember Courtney,
Aye.
Councilmember Dyson.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Can I have I'd like to motion to head into a very quick executive session for personnel.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Very quick. No, you didn't. Sorry.
Oh, it's gonna be fine.
Oh, I think I'm gonna make it.
Yeah, I do.
Let's see. Our motion to come out of executive session.
Motion. Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Resolution to hire Kayla Light as our assistant to the building inspector at $55,000 effective September 3rd. We had a very good conversation with Kayla. We believe that she is the best person for the job. She comes with some sort of bureaucratic knowledge that could be proving to be useful in our department. And I'm very happy that we're getting to this point because this will allow us to transition Michelle out of the department and back to the senior center, which will make a lot of seniors happy. And yeah, we'll hopefully get the building department back on track finally. It's been a long road.
Subject to civil service requirements.
Subject to civil service requirements, yes. Any other comments or questions on this?
No.
All agreement? Wonderful. All right, I would like to motion to hire Kayla Light as our assistant to building inspector at $55,000, subject to civil service requirements. Is there a second? To my motion?
Second.
There's a second. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Holdred.
Aye.
Councilmember Artisana.
Aye.
Councilmember Becker.
Aye.
Councilmember Courtney.
Aye.
Councilmember Dyson.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Welcome, Kayla. We will be in touch. Resolution, yes. Is there a motion to table agenda item 16?
Motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Agenda item 17. Surrey Meadows Pipeline requesting bid. So the town highway department would like to get a bid request out for pipelining work to be done in Surrey Meadows. This is not going to require any road work. This is basically exactly what it sounds like. We're literally lining the pipes to strengthen them and preserve them for the future. And I believe I have something.
Is this drainage pipe?
Yes.
Yes. Attached, please find a bid package created by Lincoln Tully to reline a metal pipe in Surrey Meadows. This is the pipe that we just put back into service to reroute water. The metal pipes are in excellent condition, and the goal of lining them would be to extend the term of their use and greatly reduce the need to replace them. The project will be funded through the part town highway account 5110.4. I asked that the bid be published so that the work can be completed before this upcoming winter. All right. Are there any questions or comments on this?
No, I just comment on it. I recently attended a seminar, water seminar with a company that did this pipelining. It's like basically inserting a new pipe inside, and structurally it's stronger than the existing pipe. In a lot of cases, the materials that are used.
Right.
Florida has been lining a lot of their pipes using that system.
Yep.
It's to avoid infiltration, so
Yep.
they're not treating infiltrated water.
Exactly.
Yeah, they do that, for sewers as well, and, it's been around for quite a while.
Something we need to do in Surrey Meadows.
And that's why we're doing it.
Well, on all
Oh,
our
and
sewer
another
lines.
part of the Surrey Meadows,
Another
yes.
part,
Yeah. All right. Any other questions or comments?
No.
Seeing none, is there a resolution to
Motion.
put out the request for bid?
I'll make the motion.
Need a
Second.
date for the return, please?
What is the usual, like a month or
Well,
a couple
they
weeks?
have September in here, but there's no specified time.
So why don't we do September 11th? It's 4 weeks, exactly. 2, 3, 4. Are we all
It'll
good?
take a week for me to get the ad in the paper, but I mean.
Let's do
it would
September
also be
18th then.
Posted online.
Let's do September 18th then.
Okay.
Or is everybody good with that?
Yes.
All right. If the highway department doesn't like it, please let us know. And we will extend it if necessary. All right. So motion to put out the request for bid and with a return date of September 18th. Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a
Second.
second? There is a second. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Holdred.
Aye.
Councilmember Artisana.
Aye.
Councilmember Becker.
Aye.
Councilmember Courtney.
Aye.
Councilmember Dyson.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Thank you. Introductory local law number 9, tax cap override.
I do have a resolution,
Go ahead.
and this actually kills two birds with one stone because 18 and 19 are the same thing.
Oh, yeah. So sorry. Oh, yes.
This is the legislation necessary to give you the opportunity, should you need to override the tax cap limit as set by New York State. And this is, whereas the town board wishes to have the ability to override the tax cap in order to meet the financial needs of the town. Now therefore be it resolved that an introductory local law entitled a local law to override the tax levy limit established in General Municipal Law 3C is hereby introduced. Be it further resolved that copies of the aforesaid introductory local law be laid upon the desk of each member of the board. And be it further resolved that the town board hereby declares lead agency and further declares that this action is a type 2 action under the State Environmental Quality Review Act and no further environmental review is required. Be it further resolved that a public hearing shall be held on September
11th. The first meeting is September 11th.
Oh, I'm sorry.
On September 11th, 2024 at 7 p.m. or soon thereafter, as may be heard in Town Hall, 1786 Kings Highway, Chester, New York, 10918. Be it further resolved that the clerk shall cause to be published in public notice in the official newspaper as is required by law.
All right. So as our town attorney, you just heard from her. This is in anticipation that we may need to override the tax cap. Does not mean that we are going to, although, you know, we're in the very beginning of the process right now, but just because we kind of know that our finances aren't where we'd love them to be, this is just in anticipation. And this, kind of takes out one of the roadblocks and we don't have to worry about it later on. This does not mean that we need to exceed the tax cap just yet.
If you don't exceed the tax cap, I would recommend repealing this local law.
Yeah, we can do that.
Benefits.
All right. So with that being said, are there any questions or comments?
No.
Seeing none, is there a resolution to set a public hearing to exceed the tax cap on September 11th?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Holdridge,
Aye.
Councilmember Artisana,
Aye.
Councilmember Becker,
Aye.
Councilmember Courtney,
Aye.
Councilmember Dysinger,
Aye.
Passes unanimously. We will see you all on September 11th. All right, resolution to allocate $60,000 of ARPA funding towards the water main extension for Sugarloaf Performing Arts Center. Water main extension will increase the fire safety and provide stable source of water for the building. I did get a comment here I should have read earlier, but I'll read it now. This is from Lydia Quadros. She would like this read into the record. I'm a resident in Sugarloaf Hills Water District. I'm very concerned about the addition of this Sugarloaf Performing Arts Center to our water district. I have voiced my concerns to you previously, and I will say them again. Sugarloaf Hills Water District has had many issues over the past few years. Some are listed below. We have had boil water advisories and water restrictions over the last 5 years. We have been functioning with one good well. The backup well was boarded up in 2023 with testing positive for E. coli. For many years prior to that, in 2022, the town drilled a new well, and after spending thousands of dollars, it was determined that the new well could not be used because it wouldn't produce sufficient gallons per minute. Also, the new well negatively impacted private wells in the district. I'm very concerned that the only option for the town is to reopen the E. coli contaminated well and treat it with chlorine and chemicals to make it potable. No.
Potable.
This water district needs infrastructure upgrades. That a new well needs to be drilled before adding any more new users to the district. The addition of the Tin Barn Brewery in 2020 and the planned addition of this Performing Arts Center, 2 big commercial entities, plus the newly planned subdivision of 5 homes by Welch Sleep Lane will place an increased demand for water that is in excess of what the water district can presently handle. It is my understanding, after speaking to Mr. Stephen Gagnon from the Orange County Health Department, that the town will need to have the DOH review and approve your plans for this water main extension. He also told me that well number 3 is still testing positive for E. coli, but with the chemical treatments, it will be within the guidelines for safe usage. This does not make me feel any better. Before spending $60,000 to connect the Performing Arts Center to our water district, you consider drilling another well to increase the capacity of our water district before adding any more new users. I ask you, please evaluate the situation very seriously. Please take into consideration the health and well-being of our residents. So I can tell you that we already have. We've been in talks with the engineer since the very beginning of the year. Tom, do you want to speak more to that?
Well, I think we're going to be looking at our budget process in the next few months. And in order to do anything further at that location, we have to look to see if there's money available.
Right. But the main concern here, I guess, is, the health and well-being of the residents. I spoke to the engineer myself. The Performing Arts Center already draws from the water district. That is already happening. What this water main extension would be doing would just make the water flow more efficiently to the Performing Arts Center. What we have there already is not what we need to have a safe Performing Arts Center. We need a water main extension so we have a safe flow of water to the Performing Arts Center.
They're not currently getting water from the district. They have
Well,
their
when
own
I spoke
well.
to the town engineer, he told me otherwise. He said, yes, you already are. You're just going to have instead of 2 straws in the pool of water, you're going to have 1 straw in the pool of water. That's what the town engineer told me.
Well, you're drawing it from the water table.
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I meant. Sorry. The water table, which is where the same water table that the Performing Arts Center draws from currently is the same table that the water district draws
Okay.
from. You're going to have 2 straws instead of 1. Now, obviously, we're going to go through all of the approvals and all of the testing necessary in order to do this. We won't approve any plans until we are sure that it will be safe and efficient for everybody in order to get it off the ground. But this allocation of ARPA funding is the first step towards that.
Well, this might also, we still have a possibility of using the new well that we drilled, but we'll have to look at the funds available, talk to a hydrogeologist on the options we can take with that. It may be at a reduced amount, but it still could be utilized to benefit that district.
Mhm.
So that's something we have to look into, but we have to make sure we have funds to do that.
Right. We're going to only do this in the best possible way. And if you please take my word for it, I would love nothing more than to spend $60,000 on many other things that I'd like to get done in town. The only reason I would be okay with doing this is if it was absolutely necessary. And what from Tom, our water department, and the town engineer are telling everybody on the town board and the public multiple times, this is absolutely necessary.
And the issue we have with drilling new wells in that location is we're dealing with a lot of wetlands that you're not permitted to drill a well in wetlands.
Mhm.
And that's basically probably the wells that we have there now probably wouldn't be permitted right now.
Oh, they were just kind of grandfathered in.
Yep.
Yep. All right. That being said, are there any questions or comments on this?
No.
None? All right. Is there a resolution? Is there a motion to allocate $60,000 of ARPA funds towards the water main extension for the Sugarloaf Performing Arts Center?
I'll make a motion.
Second,
Motion is second. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Holdred,
Aye.
Councilmember Artisana.
Aye.
Councilmember Becker,
Aye.
Councilmember Courtney,
Aye.
Councilmember Dysinger.
aye.
Passes unanimously. Thank you. Resolution to allocate. Did I write that wrong? No, I didn't. I just didn't add a comma. Unfortunate. All right, $1,254.10 of ARPA funding towards the new filing cabinets for the building department. Our building department is overflowing with documents upon documents. They need new filing cabinets. It's very straightforward. Are there any questions or comments on this?
No.
None.
No,
All right. Is there a motion?
motion,
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Holdred,
Aye.
Councilmember Artisana.
Aye.
Councilmember Becker,
Aye.
Councilmember Courtney.
Aye.
Councilmember Dysinger.
aye.
Passes unanimously. Thank you. Resolution to allocate $4,020 of ARPA funding towards new shelving units for the records vault. Same situation here. We need more storage space. The shelves will accomplish that. Any comments or questions? Seeing none, is there a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Holdred,
Aye.
Councilmember Artisana.
Aye.
Councilmember Becker,
Aye.
Councilmember Courtney.
Aye.
Councilmember Dysinger.
Aye.
Passes unanimously. Thank you. EV fee schedule, possible amendment to the EV fee schedule for electrical vehicle charging stations based on the Conservation Advisory Council's recommendation. Everybody got the attachment from Martine and, now why can't I remember his name now? Grayson, thank you. That's what you get for leaving us, Grayson. Grayson moved away. He took a job in another state. We miss him very much. But yes, he moved away, so I unfortunately forgot your name momentarily. So now I'm having trouble finding it, of course. Shoot. Well, this is a problem. Here we go. All right. So the Conservation Advisory Council is recommending, if this will load. So the summary stats of what we have now, average usage price is 35 cents. Average hourly fee is $1.88. And they are recommending, if I can find it. Here we go. Based on an updated financial model incorporating project economics shared by the town, my recommendation is that the town institute either a high hourly fee of $3 per hour or a medium usage pricage of 45 cents to minimize payback period. Chester currently charges 35 cents per kilowatt, in line with the county average low usage scenario. Neighboring chargers use a mix of pricing strategies, including free hourly rates and usage rates. Goshen and Warwick do a free or hourly rates. Washington, Middletown, and Cornwall have usage rates of varying degrees. I know everybody received this at some point. I know Larry had something to say about this, possibly.
I do.
Yes.
I found the financial assessment lacking. For example, they assume that the electric rate would be 10 cents for the whole 5-year analysis. That seems, I don't know why you would assume it's going to stay fixed for 5 years when the rates have been going up. I think there's expenses that are missing, which I identified in an email. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I think.
Did you send this to the Conservation Advisory Council, your email?
I sent it to the
town
board.
Okay.
I just sent it to the board. I think it should be usage based, and I would go with the higher base because we're going to want to have a reserve fund in there, because if it breaks, we only have, I think, like 3 or 3.5 years left on the warranty, and we need to build up a reserve. So after the warranty is done and that breaks, it's not going to be cheap to fix. So we need to have a reserve fund, and that their analysis didn't account for that. So that's why, if we're going to do it, I think we should go with a higher usage rate. That's my.
I would like to give them the opportunity to respond to your comments. So
Okay.
what I would ask for you to do is send your email that you sent to us to the Conservation Advisory Council.
I can do that.
If you don't have their contacts, please send it to me.
I have Martinez.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
And then I would think that we either have them at the next work session, which I'm trying to plan for the 28th, or the next town board meeting, which would also be on the 28th. So
Okay.
we can hash it out in person
Sure.
and then make a decision right then and there. Is everybody amenable to that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So this will go to the next work session or TV meeting.
Pretty good.
All right. With that being said, new business. I have one thing on here for new business that I unfortunately wasn't able to list before. We have a what's it called, a staff member, Julie Tiller. She has currently been working, she's been working very hard for a very long time, in line with some of the other moves that we've made in terms of some, now I'm forgetting what we called it. Yes, equity adjustments. In terms of that, because we want to, bring up our people to where we believe they should be brought up to, the town board has discussed amongst themselves at various times to do the same for Julie. She's been working very hard, as I said. She's been doing a lot of different things around the office, and she's been a gigantic help to me in my first year so far here. And I believe the rest of the town board, and I'm sure she's been doing the same for everybody for as long as she's worked here. So the kind of consensus on this is to bring her up to a flat $60,000 from, oh shoot, where is she? She's in the high 50s right now. It was 57 and change. Yes, that's right. Thank you. I don't have enough room in my brain to remember all this. All right. So with that being said, is there a motion? I would like to motion to increase Julie's pay in equity adjustment to $60,000 flat. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Is there? Yes. There's a second. Roll call vote, please.
Supervisor Holdridge,
Aye.
Councilmember Artisano.
Aye.
Councilmember Becker,
Aye.
Councilmember Courtney.
Aye.
Councilmember Dysinger.
Aye.
Passes unanimously.
Yeah, I'd just like to say, in my dealings with Julie, I find her, she always follows through. You ask her to do something, she always gets back to you. She's very diligent about doing her job, and she's
Very
a real asset to the town.
And I've heard the same, obviously, from our town comptroller and the accounting office, and our deputy comptroller. She is a gigantic help to everybody around town.
Well worth the extra cash.
Absolutely.
Well deserving.
Absolutely.
All right. So with that being said, we're at public comment. Is there any public comment? Yes? Yes?
I have Doug D. Bear with me because we went out for like 30 seconds. What is the status of the EMS RFP?
So earlier in the meeting, I had described we have 3 submissions for the RFP. We have 3 submissions of proposals. We will now be deciding amongst ourselves, meeting with the people that submitted the proposals, making sure that we're going to make the best decision possible for the people of Chester. And we will hopefully have a more substantive update for the public at the next town board meeting in terms of that decision. If not the first meeting in September, because we do have a deadline in October to submit our map plan and report for the tax district, which is vital to funding the
Project.
our ambulance system.
And you need to allow time for that public hearing.
Yes.
And then the new business, buddy, I'd like to congratulate Gene Winters on his appointment to the Village of Chester Planning Board Chair.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Very good, Gene.
I didn't know that happened yet. I just met Gene the other day. I just walked into please, what's the name of your restaurant? 19 Main Street. Yes. I just walked into that for the first time in my life because I had no idea. And I had went there with a friend. Wonderful restaurant. Wonderful restaurant.
Good soup.
Yes. Good specials. All right. That being said, is there any other public comment? Seeing none, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
We're adjourned.
Look at that, record time.
Ooh.
You believe it.
I don't believe it. Nobody wants it.
I know.
Who said